Oh yeah, good morning. Had to make sure I was doing something right. Your friendly neighborhood conservative ex-con, Fernando Rivera Jr. here. I don't know why I keep moving my hands like that. It's kind of weird. With the common sense and random shit show, I did it again. Stop it. You look weird. What's going on, everyone? Happy Friday. I don't say TGIF because today is not my Friday. Tomorrow is. And today, yesterday was a shitty day for me. 2 hours into my second job, because I have 3 jobs, like 2 genders. No, not really, but yeah. And I got a migraine, so I had to leave early. It was a shitty day, but I got over it. You know, I get these really bad migraines here and there, and they suck. Anyway, today we're going to talk about lies, hate, racism, and propaganda. I'll try not to make the video too long because they're a little long, and I apologize for that. But yeah, breaking news. This is not the place, but it can be. It depends. I don't know if I'm sharing something on my X or bookmarks that I try to save for the next day. If you haven't seen it, then it may be breaking news to you. C'est la vie. La vie. It is what it is, as this guy says. Anyway, first off, you know, I've talked about the racism issue, systemic racism, what my opinion is, because like assholes, everyone has one, an opinion, and facts don't have opinions. Is that the saying? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, I don't believe it exists. Yes, they're not systemic anyway. There are racist people out there, but they're assholes. There are all types of people. But sometimes I don't say that I hate racists. Sometimes to a point I can understand, especially if the race that they hate have a negative output of how they want people to perceive them. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but I'm not saying it's right at all, actually. I mean, I've said before, I don't believe in white supremacy. I honestly believe there are more racist Puerto Ricans and blacks than there are whites. Plain and simple. For their whatever ignorant and clueless reasons that they do so. But I saw this video. It's a common sense video, as I like to say, since this is the common sense of random shit show. And yeah, check it out. This is pretty interesting. And as usual, oh, I did have it ready. I forgot to connect it to this. Anyway, check this out. This is pretty interesting. Common sense, people. Common sense. Did I start it? Yes, I did.
Hi, everyone. So I have a genuine question for you. Will you be able to identify racism if you saw it? The reason I asked that question is because in the last 2 decades, the definition of racism has fluctuated depending on the group of people the left wanted to attack or silence. And over time, we've seen the word lose its original import because it was constantly abused, primarily by Democrats. Remember when you heard that math is racist, or that the master bedroom in your house is a vestige of slavery, or many other absurd contentions? One thing the left does very well is political misdirection. While they go around labeling everything as racist, lurking beneath the surface is what, as an immigrant, I see as true racism. And the following montage I'm about to show you is a perfect case in point.
Why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops.
Food is not reaching our table because those who pick the crops have been removed.
I mean, you're going to have vegetables rotting in the fields.
Our vegetables would rot in the ground if they weren't being picked by many illegal immigrants.
If you think your groceries are expensive now, wait until the farms are empty.
If you look at the food that's on your table, think about who picked it.
It's going to deport 20 million people, the people who pick your crops.
They come with regularity from Mexico usually to work in the fields.
Those immigrants that come into our country, they work the fields, something that we ain't done in a long time.
I can't wait until American women can't get blueberries for their smoothies. Good news, Red States. You can now pick your own fruits and vegetables in the blazing hot sun for $5 an hour.
The people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants.
What's going to happen here is that milk gets a lot higher, because I don't know if any of you have ever been in a dairy farm. It is god-awful work.
Have no immigration, then we would have no food on our plates. We would have nobody cleaning up in the hospitals.
And I have friends texting me like all morning. My gardener didn't show up. My housekeeper didn't show up. You're going to actually have to do some work around your house.
We're not going to have anybody around to wipe our asses because we don't have enough people.
If you kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
As an immigrant, nothing offends me more than this condescending attitude. I see no difference between the Democrats who instituted and perpetrated slavery and Jim Crow in America and the Democrats today. The only difference is the group of people they believe need to be working on the plantations. This is the face of racism in 2025.
Imagine that. You know what kills me? When it's Latin, Latinos, Hispanics, blacks that sound like that. It's racism. That's the true racism. And this is what they keep saying we are, conservatives. We're the racists. You don't hear us talking about this shit at all. Talk about we need this, we need that. And there might be a couple, you know what I'm saying? Now, I wouldn't say rhinos, but there would be a couple of clueless Republicans because, you know, as I've said before, conservative. Genius, I am not. Also, I'm not a Republican. I'm conservative. There's a difference. Just saying. Anyway, since I'm on those subjects, this is how I want to do this today. Racism, that's video number 1. Now, I have a video from Officer Tatum. Officer Tatum, I've been watching him for years. And, you know, propaganda, because that's all the left knows how to do. They propaganda the shit out of everything. Fearmonger, everything's bad, Trump this, Trump that. And it's tiring. And they don't stop, they don't learn. And I have a video from J.D. Vance that I got to tell you, J.D. Vance is probably one of the best VPs ever. But check this out. This is Officer Tatum. As I said, I've been watching him for years. And this is a video, not only is it common sense, but it's obvious. It's propaganda. It's bullshit. Fear-mongering. That's all they know how to do.
What are y'all talking about?
This kind of bill, which is going to have such a dramatic impact on people all across the country, and it's all being done to reward billionaires, unacceptable.
Can you talk about the implications for healthcare and how it affects people who don't even use these programs?
More than 17 million people will lose healthcare as a result of the, cuts to Medicaid, the attack on Medicare, the attack on the Affordable Care Act, the Children's Health Insurance Program, and Planned Parenthood. And in fact, people who have private insurance, once you attack the healthcare ecosystem, premiums, copays, and deductibles for tens of millions of others are going to go up.
They are getting people off of the programs that shouldn't be on it. God forbid if we tell you to get off your ashy elbows and go get a job. God forbid. They said that one of the work requirements is that you have to work 40 hours, I think, a month. You have to just try and you can still get Medicaid, but you can't just be doing nothing. 320 million people live in America and you're talking about kicking off 12 million people. Bro, we got 320. What are all the 320 million other people doing? It's because what we have created, ladies and gentlemen, is a welfare state. They want us to become a socialist communist nation in part because they want you to just rely on the government. You don't need to get a job. We will give you money to stay stupid and dumb and needing government handouts. No, you don't need to close your legs on the weekend when you ain't ready to have no kids. As much unprotected as you can, because Planned Parenthood will just let you kill your baby. Don't be the best version of yourself. You don't need to work. They need to work. You could just get paid to sit on the couch. You can make decisions that are stupid, and everybody got to pay for your decisions.
And in particular, before I talk about our positive vision and a particular theme that I care about, I think it's worth reflecting on the American left in 2025, because if you're anything like me, I was very optimistic that the left had had such a beating in the 2024 elections that they might have a come to Jesus moment. They might look around and say, you know, maybe the American people are not going to go for grown.
I did it again. Holy shit. It's no wonder that nobody follows me. I forgot to turn on my gun. Like I was saying, Officer Tatum. Great guy to watch. Great guy to pay attention to. Do your research. He does his. He's been out for years. Got a big following. I've been following him for years, watching him for years. Another one I like to watch is DeVory Darkins. And he's, as he always says, do your own research. I can't believe I did that. I wonder how long I was talking before I realized what an asshole I am. Poop in my face. I'm sorry if anyone's watching me. No wonder. I literally had like 5-6 people watching. All of a sudden, I went down halfway to 2. I wonder why. Because I'm a dumbass. It is what it is. Let me rewind this. Start this over. Because I don't like to start where that was. Check this out. This is pretty interesting.
And in particular, before I talk about our positive vision and a particular theme that I care about, I think it's worth reflecting on the American left in 2025, because if you're anything like me, I was very optimistic that the left had had such a beating in the 2024 elections that they might have a come to Jesus moment. They might look around and say, you know, maybe the American people are not going to go for grown men beating up women in girls' sports. Maybe the American people are not going to go for a wide open southern border that has allowed tens of millions of people to come into our country, undercutting the wages of American workers and, of course, making our society.
As I said, and you couldn't hear me, I am going to put a link in the description to this full video. It's about 30-something minutes long. Just make sure if you want to listen to some common sense, non-bullshit, non-propaganda facts.
Society much less safe. Maybe the American left will realize that they have to change courses and change directions. But I think that we've learned, if anything, over the last 6 months, that Trump derangement syndrome, that incredibly terminal and dangerous disease, is perhaps more virulent than ever among the American Democrats in the midpoint of the first year of President Trump's second term. The radicals of the far left, they don't need a unifying ideology of what they're for, because they know very well what they're against. What unites Islamists, gender studies majors, socially liberal white urbanites, and big pharma lobbyists, it isn't the ideas of Thomas Jefferson or even of Karl Marx. It's hatred. They hate the people in this room. They hate the President of the United States. And most of all, they hate the people who voted for that President of the United States in the last election in November. This is the animating principle of the American far left. Now, to be clear, it isn't true of most of the people who vote for Democrats. Most of the people who vote for Democrats, they're good people struggling to get by, even if we think that they're misguided in their political judgment. But pay close attention to what the leadership of this movement says outside of the glossy campaign ads and outside of the general election tested messaging themes, and it's obvious what animates the leadership of the modern Democratic Party. The far left doesn't care that BLM, the Black Lives Matter movement, led to a spike in violent crime in urban black neighborhoods, and it did, because that same movement also led to anarchy in middle-class white neighborhoods. They do not care that Islamism hates gays and subjugates women, because for now, it's a useful tool of death against Americans. And they don't care that too many pharma companies are getting rich from experimental hormonal therapies, because in the process, they're destroying the so-called gender binary that has structured social relations between the sexes for the whole of Western civilization. And they certainly don't care that deporting low-wage immigrants will raise the wages of the native-born, because they don't mean to create higher living standards for those who are born and raised here, whether they're black, white, or any other skin color. They mean to replace those people with people who will listen to their increasingly bizarre ethnic and religious appeals. They are arsonists, and they will make common cause with anyone willing to light the match.
Facts! Am my mic on? Damn it, I keep doing that shit. You know what it is? I turned the mic off because I got a bunch of shit on this table that I bang around, and since it's the microphone, I'm using the microphone and the speaker of the computer instead of headphones like a lot of people do, or microphones, because I don't have money even with 3 part-time jobs, 2 genders. Just saying. Poop my face. But yeah, facts, peoples. Just listen. And as I said, propaganda, hate, racism, lies. That's all the left pertain to. And you know what kills me is, as he said in the beginning, how did they not learn after the spanking they got in November? It's ridiculous. Ex-convict, ex-gang member, did almost 10 years in prison for some serious shit. Been out a little over 20 years, changed my life around, became a professional fighter, did some contract security work for events and nightclubs and bars for almost 10 years. I worked with the police department, talking to kids about staying away from. I changed my life around, but I had TDS. I hated, but I didn't have any reason to. I just believed what the liberal media told me. Propaganda, lies, everyone's racist. You know what kills me is I had a video I posted last week. I have family members that feel that way, but have no reason to, except for what the liberal media tells them. Oh, I don't want to talk about politics. Family don't talk about politics. Then they stop talking to each other. But then they start posting, parroting shit that the liberal media posts all over the left. And it drives me nuts. So I posted a video about that last week. It drives me nuts when I see family as ignorant as that. You know what I'm saying? To say they don't want to talk politics, but then post the bullshit from the left on their social media. But it's whatever. They're probably going to be mad at me. I said it. I still love them. We're not the left. We're not democraps. We don't hate. We don't lie. We don't push propaganda. Most of the conspiracy theorists that came from this side have been proven fact. And as Trump always says, he's been right about everything. It's hilarious. Anyway, Epstein list. How many ears went up like, oh, Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. Yeah, Freedomtoons. I had to download this video to share. This is hilarious. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I think we should share this and have a laugh together because this is funny. Freedomtoons.
Heartbreaking news. The DOJ and FBI have confirmed that 6 years ago today, Jeffrey Epstein lost his battle to depression.
You know, I used to work with him. Still kicking myself for ignoring the warning signs.
You can't blame yourself. That's right. Many people fail to see warning signs. But just because a sex trafficker you know is putting on a strong face doesn't mean they aren't struggling deep down.
You'd always seem like the happiest guy. You'd never know.
Oh, come on. Isn't this just a bunch of modern psychobabble? This guy was living the dream. Unlimited funds, a private island, countless hours of blackmail footage. What on earth could he be depressed about?
That's ignorant. Depression isn't a choice. That's right. Mental illness is just as real as physical illness. Having all of those wonderful things couldn't fix Epstein's mental state any more than it could magically heal a broken leg or leprosy.
Exactly. And loneliness is a big factor here. We confiscated a whole book he kept to document the names of people he associated with or trafficked kids to. But when we opened it, we found it was completely empty. No names.
No one knew him.
No one knew
Nobody
him.
knew the guy.
No one
No one
knew
ever
him.
knew him.
No one ever knew him. I ain't know him.
I didn't
I
know
know
him.
that dude.
I ain't know that dude.
Man,
I never knew
I didn't
that.
know him.
I ain't know that dude.
Nobody knew that dude.
know that guy. I ain't never know that dude.
One almost wonders if he would have done all of the sex trafficking if he had just had one real friend. Heartbreaking, just heartbreaking.
Well, we now believe it was all a misguided attempt for him to make some. He tried hosting diplomats, world leaders, bringing people on his jet to fly them places, but it appears everyone was just using him for rides or to party at his super cool island without ever actually being his real friends.
His mental health was already hanging by a thread, and then the final straw came when he was a target of a massive online cyberbullying campaign led by conspiracy theorists. And then Everyone who acted like his friend before just pretended they never knew him. That's why just before killing himself, Epstein recorded 13 cassette tapes explaining why he did it, leaving behind a record of everyone he felt had wronged him.
Ah, yes, the Epstein tapes. There was nothing on those.
Oh, but you'd never hear that from the right-wing conspiracy theorists capitalizing on this. We have to be fair, not all right-wingers hold to that kind of rhetoric.
It's true. In fact, we find they often abandon those talking points once they're educated on just how much information and research there is out there on where their kids go to school and how easy it would be for us to get away with it.
What?
Nothing.
He didn't say anything.
Careful. These rabbit holes can make a person depressed.
Yeah, I'm worried about you. If you're thinking of hurting yourself, you can tell us. We would want to help you.
What are you guys talking about?
The warning signs are clear.
Please, no.
After the break, what our co-host's autopsy reveals about his suicide.
Become a member at freedomtoons.com for exclusive cartoons.
Yeah, check these guys out. They put a video out maybe once or twice a week. And they're hilarious. It's, I was telling my wife yesterday, I was like, this is some funny shit. That's talent. I wish I could do that. I mean, maybe when I get to start messing with my computer again, I may be able to. I don't know. I guess I got to get the software. I'll figure it out. I figure everything out. It is what it is. But anyway, since we're on that subject with Epstein, I'm going to get rid of this. Remove. Okay, is everything there? Yes, it is. I want to make sure everything's working. Since we're on the subject, as I said before, breaking news is not the place. But I saw this, and I had to share it. I saved it as my bookmark. It's a couple days old. But this is interesting. It's an account, fan page, whatever it is, Baron Trump. This is July 9th. And, obviously, I'm not saying this is fact. I haven't seen nobody talk about it. I'm not saying this is 100% true. This is interesting. In a seismic overnight event already sending shockwaves through the elite social circles, a rogue hacker known only as Island Boy has breached a protected internal media server and released the full Epstein associate list. A decades in the making of names. Secrets and suppressed testimony. The files posted to the dark web archive at exactly 12 a.m. EST, so standard time, are set to contain the long speculated Epstein list. A roster of individuals connected through flights, financial ties, party invitations, and suspicious silence. The release comes after years of speculation, half leaks, sealed court files, and missing evidence. Island Boy, whose true identity remains unknown, issued only a short, cryptic message alongside the files. They buried the truth on an island. I'm just bringing it back to the shore. I don't know if it's real. It's a bunch of people on here. Who knows? Conspiracy theories. Some recognizable names, some non-recognizable names. It's a lot. If this is true, it's crazy. Look at the last four. Madonna, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton. Not surprised there if it's real. Holy shit. There's a lot of people on this list. Don't know if it's true. We'll never know. Apparently, maybe. I don't know. There's a bunch of shit going on the internet and whatever. But this tweet, how many? A lot. Millions and millions of views. 20+ thousand reshares. 47,000 hearts. Just saying. I don't know what that heart is. I don't know if it's true. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying this is breaking news, but it's some funny shit. And you know what? If this comes out to be true, you know the one name that's not on that list? Want to take a guess? Come on. Trump. Not that I ever doubt it. Just saying. Hold on a second. But it's interesting. As I said, I'm not saying it's fact, but it's some crazy shit. As many views as this got, who knows? People are going to start believing it. I'm just surprised I don't hear more about it, about breaking news and all that shit. But anyway, breaking, Democrats are advocating for a new American flag designed to promote greater inclusivity. What are your thoughts? You know what I forgot to put? Being that this is a different part of the show, this part of the show I call random shit and breaking news, question mark. Because you never know. Might be breaking, might not be. Anyway. Yeah. I don't think so. Now, I'll rewind this. Tiffany McBrennan calls out Katie Couric for living in a fake news bubble.
For everybody on mainstream media, you know, they depend on a lot of mainstream outlets to get their information and then to report it. It underscores the importance of more traditional media. And I think we need it all, to be honest, especially at this moment in our history and what's happening in our country and that is the Trump administration.
There you have it. Fair and balanced journalist Katie Couric insisting the country still needs the legacy media to battle the Trump administration. Let's bring in the American Border Story creative director, political strategist, and podcast host, Tiffany Marie Brannon, along with Parler brand voice, Deborah Leah. Thank you both for coming on. Tiffany, to you first. Katie Couric, there she is admitting that the legacy media is the resistance, has become the resistance, and you need to watch it if you're part of the resistance.
Katie Couric isn't just fake news, she's old news. And she's been beating this drum since 2016 when both her ratings at CBS tanked and she just couldn't get over the fact that Trump won. So what you're really seeing here is once again a pushback on reality and a continual, you know, little fake news bubble where she's refusing to recognize that the American people are not buying this anymore.
Just saying. Let's see. I found video. This is Andy No. FBI wanted, and listen, Andy No isn't bullshit. I'm just saying I've been watching here and there. This guy has been attacked by Antifa. He's been out a while. Anyway, I found video of FBI wanted Antifa gunman Benjamin Song providing firearms and militancy training to Antifa. Is that a misspelling? Anyway, Song is considered armed and dangerous. He's accused of being part of the Antifa cell that carried out the ambush shooting outside an outside building in Alvarado, Texas.
A lot of angles here, buddy. Today we're going to cover a lot of things, but the first thing we're going to cover is moving with other people around, right? So the first two concepts are going to be fire before flesh and getting online, okay? So, if we both need to shoot at something or in a direction, we want to make sure we do it safely, right? We don't want to be shooting behind each other and accidentally shoot each other. It's way easier to do friendly.
I prefer they do shoot each other, mistakenly, however it may be, on purpose, whatever. Sorry, I don't condone violence, but these people are piece of shit dirtbags. Anyway... Is this the last one? Yeah. Insane Whoopi Goldberg absurdly claims that President Trump is going to break up interracial marriages and redistribute the white spouses. This woman's an idiot. He's going to deport. And you put, what? He's going to deport and you put the white guy with someone else? The man is out there. Really? I want to hear this.
All of you. Talking about you and us. He's not going to, say, oh, you're with a white guy. I'm going to keep you from being deported. No, he's going to deport you and put the white guy with someone else. The man is out there.
Yeah, he's out there. Pot calling kettle black. Just saying. And I believe this is the last one. Breaking NBC reports many transgenders are fleeing America because of Trump. What do you say? Get the fuck out. Especially if you're liberal. Anyway, I think that's it. That's probably for the day. Trying to cut my video shorter because I have been going ridiculously long. So get rid of that. All right. What do you think? It's what the left is all about. Hate, racism, bullshit. All right, get that there. And it is what it is. I see it. Common sense. Anyone with common sense sees it. What do you have to say? Write me. I have my email in the description. I'll be putting links to videos that I share. Tatum's channel. I have a link there for DeVory Darkins. I'm waiting to hear back from Ground News because I'm going to be pushing out the shit out of Ground News. I do anyway. I don't expect anything in return because you want to be informed. Ground News is a great way to go. Do your research. Find out that lies, propaganda, hate, racism. It's all from the left. Do your research. I did. Not a genius, but I have common sense. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. As I said, little by little, I'll be cutting them shorter until they make more sense. Because even though my show's called the Common Sense and Random Shit Show, or Shit Show, because it is, I don't want to bore you. I just want to entertain you. So unless I got a bunch of shit that I can put together, once I start interviewing whomever, it's whatever. If you're conservative and you have something going on, you have a movement, whatever it may be, write me. We can talk. You know, let me know what videos you want to talk about. Let me know what updates, any news you want to talk about. We can download whatever and figure it out and talk together. So make this more entertaining. You know, more people involved. Want more people involved with this guy, this ex-convict. Don't let that scare you. I'm a big teddy bear. I'm a Leo. 53, 54. What's today's date? In a month and a few days. Holy shit. Can't believe it. Love you guys. Stay true to the red, white, and blue. Please write me. Subscribe, share, like, thumbs up. Want to channel out? There's links in the description. Merchandise on eBay store I'm trying to sell. Maybe one day. I need to get my own shit and wear it here. Love you guys. I say again. Peace out. Ladies!